Hey, this video is about writing personal statements. I'm a second-year law student and I have an English undergrad, so I have people who are applying to law school in mind. If that's not you, don't worry about it. You'll still find plenty of useful information in this video. What's the point of a personal statement? Before we get started, I want to stress that on the most basic level, a personal statement is a writing sample. Your writing doesn't have to be elegant, but it should be perfectly clear. And ideally, you should be persuasive. But what are you trying to convince that admissions officer of? Think of it from her perspective. She has to go through several times more applications than she has seats to offer. You want her to give one to you. You have to convince her that, one, you are a great choice for this school, and two, this school is a great choice for you. Part 1. Let's talk about convincing the admissions officer that you're a great candidate, because that's going to make up the bulk of most personal statements. A great candidate is one that's likely to succeed. Deans used to tell law students during their orientation, look to your left, look to your right. In 3 years, only one of you will still be here. But that's not the business model anymore. Schools generally don't want you to drop out or fail. They want you to succeed and be a credit to their name. But at the very least, they want you to keep paying tuition. That's why it's crucial that you convince whoever is reading your personal statement that you have what it takes, especially if your grades and your scores aren't shouting it for you. But how do you convince an admissions officer that you have what it takes? Brainstorm proof you can offer in your personal statement. Here are a few ideas to get you started. Explain your career plans and how this program ties in to show that you are ambitious, forward-thinking, and that you're going to value this education. Offer an anecdote that highlights a virtue. Demonstrate that you know how to take initiative or that you have excellent leadership skills. Whatever it is you want to highlight about yourself, make sure it is true and make sure that you do yourself justice. To all of my fellow introverts and perfectionists out there, I'm talking to you. Talk about yourself the way you would talk about someone you love and you respect and you admire, someone you wholeheartedly want this for. Are you worried that you're going to come across as full of yourself? Just remember, anything good about yourself that you don't tell the admissions officer is something she'll never know and she's not going to consider. That brings us to the topic of tone. You want the admissions officer to feel positive and confident about you? Your tone should be positive and confident. Remember when I suggested that you use an anecdote to highlight a virtue? Here's an example. Let's say you had financial difficulties. What did you do to rise to the challenge? Can you use your financial crisis to demonstrate endurance or good time management? Another thing to highlight in your personal statement is that you do your research and you think critically about information. What better way to do that than to show you've done your research on the school you're applying to and the career you're pursuing? And that brings us to the second part of this video. Why is this school a great fit for you? Why do you want to go to this school? Is it the location, industries in the area, specializations, or special opportunities? Schools tend to highlight their own virtues, so the school's own website is a great place to start if you're stuck. Let's go through some examples. You're graduating with an English degree. Something in your past sparked your interest in copyright law. There's a great publishing house in the same jurisdiction as your law school, and wouldn't you know it, they keep an in-house counsel. You tapped your network or did your research, and now you know there's a professor at that law school that teaches copyright law. Ideally, go one step further. Call up that in-house counsel and ask if you can talk to them about their career over lunch. You're buying. Write about how this school can help you reach your goal of being an in-house counsel for a publishing house. Here's another example. You love to debate. Are you aspiring to a career full of litigation? Do your research and prove to the admissions officer that you're serious. Can you go to the local courthouse and watch open court? Have you checked the school's website to see if they're boasting about their moot competition record or their coaching? What can this school do for you to help you reach your potential as a litigator? And that's everything for today. Remember, what can you do to add value to the school, and what can the school do for you to help you achieve your aspirations? Don't shy away from explaining why you are such a great candidate the school has to have you. Anything you don't tell them is something they don't know. If you know of any other great tips, please share them in the comment section. And if you're applying to law school, check out my video on GPA and LSAT.